James Hamilton live for MMA UK. So guys, bringing you another live interview tonight. As you can see, we are joined tonight by Cal Ellenor, who recently signed for Bellator. Cal will be making his promotional debut on the 9th of February. That's at the Bellator Newcastle show, and that will be against Nathan Grayson. So, Cal, exciting times, Bellator, Newcastle. You happy, man, yeah?
Oh, definitely 100%. Over the moon, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, it's a great. The card's obviously just been released. It's looking like a fantastic card. Obviously, I know you're fighting over Newcastle as well, close to home. So, just before we obviously talk a wee bit about the fight and Bellator, you have been signed and fighting for EFC, a promotion who are doing a lot of good things and are massive out in Africa. Now, just tell us a wee bit about what it was like fighting for EFC and also getting to travel out there and get that international experience. How was that? How was that time with them?
It was amazing, really, to be honest. I enjoyed every trip out there. I made some really cool mates out there, and every fight was there. It was different, you know. Like obviously, like with the way the first one went, it kind of, even though I lost, I kind of like benefited a lot from it, and then kind of got a little bit of a following out there, and it made it like easier to do things out there. Like I gained some big sponsors out there and stuff like that, and just every time I've loved it. Like, to be honest, they looked after us out there, you know what I mean? They always try to do everything they could to help us. They just looked right after us. I couldn't have had a better experience out there with them. Like every time we went out there, it was amazing.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, maybe a lot of people back in the UK don't appreciate just how big EFC are out there. They've got great TV deals, a massive following. So when you first signed for EFC and you went out there, what was it like for you? Were you a bit shocked at how big they were out there, or were you expecting that when you fought or you competed for the first time?
No, it was definitely an eye opener when we got out there. Like obviously, one of the lads from our gym had fought out there before, and I'd heard little bits about it. Fisher, my coach, had told us bits about it, but the first time I went out there, it definitely opened my eyes. It was massive. It's and not just that. It's like it's hard to explain to someone who hasn't seen it, but to like, so obviously UK shows and stuff like that. Like you get people who come and watch the shows and stuff, but out there it's a lot different. Like you get your massive like fan followings and stuff like that. Like everyone's like invested in it, and to them, like the people in South Africa who come to the shows, like they genuinely like really enjoy the sport as a whole. You know, that they really back certain fighters, and just it's hard to explain. It's definitely eye opening. Like it's an awesome show to fight on. Like I'm glad I've got that in me, basically in my career, to have experienced that. Like I've really enjoyed every time out there, and just it's another world out there. It's different. It's amazing. Like kind of explain it. It's huge. Like
the other thing as well, obviously, fighting in the regional scene in the UK as well, and then going out there, and it's just obviously it's a bigger platform, EFC, out in that part of the world. Do you feel as well it developed you as a fighter and sort of gave you more of a hunger that you want to keep pursuing this and get to the top level of the sport?
Yeah, 100%. Like I had some good fights out there. You know what I mean? I learned a lot out there. I learned a lot about myself out there, and yeah, definitely. Like just more experience on another big show. You know, I fought on ACB. That was massive. And then going out there and fighting, like obviously, like the first time I went out there, like I was an unknown person who was going there, and seeing how hostile, like obviously everyone like against you kind of thing, and just it definitely just it brings you on as a fighter. Like obviously, like getting used to them bigger stages. You know, like the last one was co-main event. And always do live weigh-ins and stuff like that, and I feel like every time you get more like accustomed to the way things are, and you kind of get more used to the bigger shows, you know, the bigger stages. Like every time it's like people who obviously in the UK who's just watched the stream has only really seen what it's looked like from there, but being in there and you see actually how massive it is. It's a huge show and how many people's there and stuff like that. So it definitely like helps you cope with like the pressures and stuff like that a lot more. Do you know what I mean? So. But I saw in a sense, it definitely helps you grow as a fighter. Like,
And I think it's got to be said as well. So we'll talk a wee bit about your transition moving from EFC to Bellator. Fantastic step in the right direction for your career. Obviously, Bellator right now are doing some amazing things in Europe, the UK especially. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from them. EFC, I suppose, have to be commended a bit. In no way did they try and hold you back from this move. They helped you. So just tell us a wee bit about what that was like and how smooth the transition was because you had a year left in your contract.
Well, first off, I found out about the whole deal with Bellator and what was coming up, and I needed if I was to sign with them, I would have to be released. So straight away, I spoke. Obviously, I was speaking with my coach. I phoned Calvin Howarth. He's Cairo, who's basically the president of AFC. It's his brother. I spoke to him, and he says obviously he was really positive about it straight away. He knew how much of a big deal it was, and obviously knew that I was going to have a massive opportunity to pursue another chapter of my career elsewhere, and it was going to be massive for us. So I still had 3 more fights on my deal. They could have held us back. They could have took a percentage of my purse while I was fighting elsewhere if they wanted to. They could have done a lot of things, and they were just nothing but helpful, really, to be honest. They knew what I wanted to do and knew that this was where my career wanted to kind of head, and so they just basically pushed us in the right direction and just let us do it.
Yeah. Just one last on EFC before we move on to talk about Bellator Newcastle. Just how much would you recommend EFC as a promotion for UK-based fighters and guys like that to go out there and get the experience that you've had?
100%. I feel like if you've got aspirations of traveling and fighting and just growing as a fighter in general, I definitely, if you've got the opportunity to do it, I'd definitely see it do it. Like, obviously, coming from, I think I'd only had maybe 4 fights at the time, 5 fights maybe. I think it was 4, and then I went out there and got like that kind of exposure straight away. It was like a massive move in the right direction in my career. Like, it brought so much. It's just put my name out there so much more. Like, give us opportunities like this. You know what I mean? This wouldn't have come around if I hadn't had that. Like, it's hard to get matchups locally, domestically anyway, and then obviously, from going out there, just took us from being like an unknown fighter to where I am now and getting my name out there more and more. So I would definitely say, like, if anyone's got the opportunity who's coming up through the rankings or whatever now, I would definitely say, like, 100% go and experience it. Like, I've met some people out there who I'll be friends with for life, and just I had experiences that I'll never forget. You know what I mean? So it's just it's definitely well worth doing it if you've got any kind of aspirations of traveling and fighting. It's one that you can't miss out on, because South Africa's amazing and the people out there are amazing, so it's definitely worth checking out, mate.
Perfect. There you go, guys. It's endorsed by Cal himself. I think a lot of guys have spoke highly of the promotion. So, Bellator, obviously, probably the second biggest promotion in the world. Right now, like I say, we're doing some good things in Europe. You've signed with them. You're obviously fighting in Newcastle in February. You're fighting Nathan Grayson. So just talk to us a wee bit about how you were feeling when you got the news that you were getting out the contract and you were signing, you were going to be a Bellator fighter, and this is when you were debuting.
Just over the moon, to be honest. Like, I feel like I lost my last fight. Obviously, like it was a great fight. I had a lot of fun there, and I just feel like I just believe, like, obviously, like, especially in MMA, obviously, like, you lose some, you win some. That's the way it goes. And I just feel like the people who actually get anywhere in this sport are the people who stay committed and just don't let little bumps on the road stop where they're going. You know what I mean? Like, I lost my last one, and look what's happened. You know what I mean? I've got now the biggest fight in my career so far. Massive opportunity to reach out into the mainstream kind of audience on the world stage, and just like, it's just, I don't know. I was over the moon. Like, I've kind of always I've watched Bellator for a while. Like, they always put on good shows. My coach Andrew Fisher was signed to them before. He fought in America and stuff like that. And it's another way to get to that elite level. Do you know what I mean? A couple of wins against some good guys. Obviously, Nathan Grayson, the first one. Like, if I can dispatch of him, obviously, it's just going to propel my career even more. So it's just like, all I want to do now is just fight good people and try and make a name for myself. And obviously, Bellator is a place where I can definitely make that happen. You know what I mean? So I'm over to have an opportunity like this, especially to have the first one in the Northeast as well. Like, I've got so many people at home who's been pestering us for so long about coming to see us fighting every time it's been in South Africa. So now it's an opportunity to get everyone there and just have a massive start of 2019.
Yeah, was that just sort of like an added a little cherry on top when you found out that it was going to be in the Metro Arena in Newcastle? Has that just made it a wee bit extra special that it's so close to home and people don't need to travel great distances to come and see you fight?
Yeah, not only that as well. It's like, obviously, I can sleep in my own bed the night of the weigh-in. I can use my own bath. Like last time, massive thanks to Tyrone Kidney's a guy who sponsored us in South Africa. Last time we had to get an Uber on the morning of the weigh-in. I had a nightmare there, then go and use his bath, and whereas this time I can use my own bath, so that's massive. But definitely a cherry on the top being able to fight at home. Like, it's I've been to gigs and seen bands there and stuff like that, and to now be able to be a part of something that's been there is it's a dream come true. Really, it's amazing. Like,
yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure it's obviously the family. Africa's not an easy place to get to come and watch you fight. So for him that it did go out, that's amazing. But it's for the average working class person, Africa's a bit of a trek, unfortunately.
It's a mooch. Like,
have you been getting a lot of people messaging you, telling you? Have you been a lot of people asking you for tickets or telling you they're going to definitely be over to watch the fight?
100%, more than ever. Like, literally since I announced, since Jude Samuel said I would announce it, my phone hasn't stopped, like constantly doing it, which is amazing. I can't wait to be able to go there and fight and have this kind of fight for them as well. Like, obviously, I feel like this fight with Nathan's going to be really one to watch, and it's especially to have everyone there watching. It's honestly, I couldn't have came around any better, really, to be honest.
And obviously, with that, I mean, fighting so close to the home, does come that added pressure. Having friends, family, and all that. Is that something that you feel is going to in any way affect you, or do you think, if anything, that's going to push you forward and make you just inspire you basically in there?
Oh, it'll inspire us 100%. Like, I'll be walking out and I'll have the biggest smile on my face ever. Like, even just when, I mean, I fought at ACB in Manchester, and when I walked out there, hearing people, they've got like chants and stuff like that, saying my name, and just walking out there, it's just like, especially this one's going to be like 10 times what that was. Do you know what I mean? And it's it's definitely just inspirational. Obviously, fighting when in the past, when I first came back in, when I was early in my career, like, obviously fighting on the local circuit and the shows were a bit more ropey and stuff like that. Things used to bother us a bit then, because obviously you see the certain type of people in the crowd, and, you know, your family's there and stuff like that, and there used to be little bits of worry in the back of my mind about stuff kicking off in the crowd and that with family. But with shows like this, it's completely different. It's legitly it's a well-run organization. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing like that there, and I'll definitely be inspired when I'm walking out to fight at this show. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a massive difference. Obviously, I've been fortunate enough to be at a Bellator show and see how they're running. It's run brilliantly. So, for that point of view, it's one thing I would say is you just need to try. I guess you need to try and make sure you enjoy the experience as well. Is that something your conscience say? Make sure just you walk out and fight week and everything like that. Just make sure you're soaking it all in and enjoying it.
Definitely. Like, I feel like the more experience I get, the more I understand that, like, with boxing and MMA, this is going to be my 40th fight now, and I've been in the gym since I was 12-year-old. You know what I mean? I feel like I finally started to understand what I need to, like, obviously the workout, the whole, even the cutting the weight, all that. It's all an experience. You just got to kind of like just take it all in, as you say, and just enjoy it, because there's only a certain amount of time you've got this window. You know what I mean? There's only so long you can do it for. So it's just like, win, lose, or draw, whatever happens, just make the most of it and just keep going. You know what I mean? Keep improving, keep learning, just enjoy it all.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, we'll talk a wee bit about your opponent. I'm sure you already knew a bit about Nathan before you found out he was your opponent. He's obviously coming across from Cage Warriors. He was fighting flyweight, so he's coming up. So how much did you know about Nathan before the fight, before you got told that's who you were fighting? And is there any way you see the fight going?
I knew a bit about him. I'd seen him fight. I watched his fight with Sam Creasy. He's tough. It's definitely tough. He's strong. He's athletic. You know, he's and he's massive as well. I think when people think he's moving up from flyweight, there's going to be a huge size difference and stuff like that. And he's a massive flyweight. Like, I'm surprised he fought at that for so long. Do you know what I mean? I think he'll be better suited at bantamweight, and I think it's definitely going to be a tough one. There's no doubt about that. Like, I'm under no illusions that it's going to be easy at all, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to just, as I said earlier, I think it's going to be a fantastic one for everyone at home and everyone there, and especially for both of us. Obviously, being our first fight in Bellator, I think stylistically it's a really good one to push us both on in our careers as our first one, a kind of entry into the organization. So I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, like, got great training partners to prepare for it and stuff like that. So I just can't wait to get in and see how it goes myself. You know what I mean? I've got ideas of what I think will happen and stuff like that, but I'm happy to fight wherever. You know, I like to strike, and so does he. But let's see where we'll feel in there. You know, you have a certain plan, and then when you get in there, sometimes it's different. So I'm just looking forward to getting in and having a fight, really.
Yeah, just in something you said there, normally when guys move up with divisions, they're normally going to move up and give a bit of size, but that's really not the case for Nathan, because like you said, to be honest with you, I don't even know how he made flyweight, because he's a big lad for that weight class. So I'm definitely looking forward to the fight anyway. And just talk us through now a wee bit how preparation goes. Obviously, you're February, you're a bit of time out. It has come right round the festive period as well. So obviously, you're going to be in camp or thereabouts when Christmas. When does your camp start, or has it started rather?
We normally do 6 weeks. We normally do a 6-week camp, but after my last fight, I was a little bit sore and I took a little bit of time off. So I just wanted to get a little bit of a head start on this and get that. I wanted to be fit before my camp started. So realistically, like, it's going to be 8 weeks. I started Saturday properly, and I've trained hard constantly since. So I'm classing this as the start of my camp now. I'm in camp now. Normally do 6 weeks, but I feel like I want to have that extra little step ahead on this camp. You know, I know it's going to be a grueling fight, so I just want to be the best I can be in there. Get ahead of the weight cut, get ahead of all that, and just be ready for the fight. You know what I mean?
So does that mean at the Christmas dinner then, while everybody's sitting around in their faces, you're going to have to just take it easy a wee bit, maybe not second telling?
It's the chocolate and that'll kill us. The Christmas dinner, I might be able to have a little bit of veg and stuff like that and still chill with everyone while they're eating, but that'll be when I'm watching everyone eating the desserts and stuff. That's when it'll kill us. But after February the 9th, I'll have my Christmas then.
You can have your Christmas. Just stay away for the selection boxes and that, because selection boxes are a slippery slope.
Aye, definitely, mate, 100%. Aye.
And just talking about the gym, just tell us a wee bit about who you've got in the gym, who's going to be helping you out for camp. I know who obviously your head coach is, but just tell us a wee bit about your gym and who's helping you out there, sparring, strength and conditioning, stuff like that.
Well, just basically, to be honest, there's like my last fight, we had to travel all over and try and find specific people who match the guy I was fighting. My last fight was so short. Whereas Nathan's like he's a regular height guy. So everyone in my gym, to be honest, is perfect for him. I don't have to, like, obviously, like, find that kind of like unique body type as such. Whereas Nathan's regular size, regular build. I'd be sparring the likes of Louis Monic regularly. Like, obviously, he's really good level, really high level fighter. Train with him constantly. Ryan Scope started his camp at the same time as me. Obviously, he's fighting main event in the card. I'll be training with him constantly. Fisher, my coach, just Ross, all the lads in the gym. We're always there. We're always helping each other. So yeah, we'll definitely be prepared.
So it's a good team you've got around you then down there.
100%. I couldn't be luckier, really, to be honest. I find like you're loyal to where your camp is, and obviously everyone's camp to them is the best in the world. I feel like our gym genuinely is one of the best teams in the world. I genuinely believe that, and I just think like every even with losses, I know that obviously what I've learned from that and what I've been shown is just 100%. Like I just believe in our team so much and everyone around us. Like I feel like we're the best team about. So So I know that we'll be prepared, and I trust in everyone. I trust in my coach, and I'm just really looking forward to getting ahead on it. I can't wait.
Just as you said about him there, what a first fight for Ryan Scope to come into Bellator with,
100%. Exactly. Yeah, tough fight, but that's what it's about. Like testing yourself on a massive stage. Like obviously, like stylistically, I think it's a good fight for Ryan. And obviously, you can only come out of that like positive. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You lose. Like, obviously, big deal. You know, like you're fighting someone who's a big name, who's well known in the sport anyway, who's well known, especially in Bellator. So it's only positives that can come out of that. Like even going there and having an amazing fight with him, like what does that do for you? You're fighting one of the best people in the division straight off. So yeah, I think that's nothing but positive. So good on him. I can't wait to watch that fight. I have my fight, chill out, and then watch that one. Watch what happens there.
You say chill out. Obviously, if everything goes your way in the fight, people might need to peel you off the ceiling.
Aye, definitely. I'll be celebrating after that if I can get the job done. Definitely.
Just make sure there's a Christmas dinner there waiting for you.
I definitely. Cheeky Snickers.
About Scope there, I think it's a win-win situation for him. I think regardless of the outcome, I think it's a great fight for him, and it's a win-win. And obviously, when the card got announced, it just looks like a really good card. Obviously coming up soon, and I'm sure you're happy to be a part of it and get to make your debut in the promotion. So just before we let you go, obviously 2019 is coming up. What do you see for yourself in 2019? Is this going to be the big year for your career? Is this where you think you make your mark at the highest level?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I've had me experience coming up now, and I feel like finally I've got an opportunity to fight the people I believe I should be fighting. Like obviously when you first coming up, it's hard to get the bigger names because obviously you're kind of unknown and no one's really wants to take a risk by fighting someone and they don't really know and stuff like that. And now, whereas I feel like now with this being signed to them, I can get the fights against the people I believe I should be fighting. Like I believe in myself so much, and I believe, whether I'm wrong or not, I believe in my head that I can be one of the best in the world. You know, I truly believe on the day I can beat anyone, and I'll always believe that. So I'm looking forward to getting an opportunity to finally prove it. Fighting the likes of these people, you know, like these highly touted people who's well known and stuff. That's the fight I want. Like, so 2019 is definitely going to be my year. Like,
yeah, I think just to jump on something you said there, once you get to the level of Bellator, I think that's one thing you don't need to worry about is getting fights, because there's always going to be fights available for you. So just before we let you go, Cal, is there any sponsors or MD you want to give a quick shout out to?
There is. I love to give out a shout out to my team. Obviously, TFT, Andrew Fisher, my coach, Carl Little, all the lads there, TFT, all the NAJJ lads, PSW, all them. My sponsors, obviously, I'd love to thank them all one by one. But basically, after my last fight, there's so many who's on board now. So what I will do is I'll make sure I put plenty of posts on with my fight banner, because there's so many, and I'm so punchy that I just, you know what I mean, on the spot I see so many, and then it gets to the point where I muddle them up, and some people feel, you know, I don't want to miss anyone out and hurt anyone's feelings. So what I will do is I'll get a big post on and make sure I show everyone. But to me, sponsors, definitely thanks so much, because I couldn't do this without them. They basically helped us out throughout camp, day to day, after the fight, everything. So massive thanks to them for being a part of the team.
Yeah, perfect. And just from us, first of all, thanks for giving us some of your time tonight, mate. And best of luck on the 9th of February.
Legend, mate. Thank you, mate. And thanks for having us on as well.
No problem, mate.